Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, so the question here is how much is a dinar, how much is a dirham, and how much is a camel? How much are these things worth in today's economy, in everyday life that we live in today? Now, the question comes about because we're studying these things in the seerah, and it gives you an indication as to what was actually happening at the time of the Messenger of Allah, and how high the stakes were sometimes. Okay, so a dinar is 4.25 grams of silver, pure silver, 24 karat gold. That's one dinar. Okay, if we look at today's valuation, it's roughly around 50 grams for 24 karat gold. If you times that by 4.25, you're somewhere in the region of £200, just a bit over. One dinar is roughly around £200. One dirham is roughly around 3 grams. Now I'm giving that a 3 gram kind of measurement. The majority of the ulama have said it's 2 and a bit, where the Hanafis have said it's more than that, roughly close to 3 grams. So let's just go with the 3 gram mark. 60p a gram. So if we're timesing that by 3 grams, you're looking at £1.80. So roughly £200 for one dinar and £2 for one dirham. That's what you're looking at. Now, you might think, well, they're worlds apart, and that is because they are worlds apart in the world that we live in today. At the time of the Messenger of Allah, gold and silver was more regulated. I mean, there was more of a relationship between gold and silver. Today, currency is very different. The economy has changed a great deal, and silver has become completely insignificant. And it's really used in production of, certain things. So, silver, I feel, has been devalued a great deal, and it's underappreciated highly. And that's why it's not worth as much as it used to be. But that is how much it is. As for camel, we're looking at around about £1,000. That's just like a decent box standard camel. But camels can go up to 2,000, 3,000, and even millions of pounds. So whenever you see red camel mentioned, Khayrun lakum min humr na'am, or Utbah ibn Rabi'ah when he was on his red camel on the day of Badr, this thing here now, you can't really put a price tag on it because of the fact that that red camel is not £1,000 camel. You're looking at, very high end, type of breed of camel, and you would probably equivalent that to something which is a lot more luxurious as a mode of transport in the world that we live in today. So that's why now you can see that why it's important. So now, for example, day of Badr, there are narrations from some of the companions that the people that were ransomed for no less than 400 dinar. 400 times 200. One dinar is roughly around £200. So you times that by 400, what do you get? See how quick you are. Each person was ransomed £80,000 per head. There were 70 people that were ransomed. 80,000 times 70. You're talking now, equivalent to today, £5.6 million. That's a lot of money in the desert. So now that gives you a rough idea as to what's going on. Obviously, we're not saying that that's the value of gold at that time. We're not saying that that's the value of silver at that time. But what we are saying here is that it is still a lot of money to anyone's standard, whether we're talking in the 21st century or we're talking at that time. And the same thing when it comes to camels. Camels, £1,000, £2,000, I would say, for a decent camel. It's not a joke. And when we're talking about tens of camels, or maybe even hundreds of camels, we can see that kind of like adds up. So in the expedition of the one that we just did last one, in the Qudra expedition, they came away with 500 camels. If each camel is worth £2,000, that's £1 million worth of camel, according to today's standard. Therefore, these numbers are important, the measurements are important, the estimations and equivalents are important, but we're not saying that this is exactly how it is, but we are saying that these numbers then help us understand how important these things are and were, and how, really human nature repeats itself. إنهم لحب الخير لشديد. Barakallah fiki. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.